Welcome to this video where I'm showing you a little data science project I have been working and now it's over, so it's time to show it to you. It's a logistic regression pipeline where I do train a model. It's a breast cancer dataset with a REST API. I'm using Fast API for that. Fast API, it's amazing for real-time requests, and then Docker support if we want to ship it to EC2, for instance, on AWS or elsewhere on the cloud. And then, of course, you can run it locally. There's no problem. The train model is the main script where I'm loading the breast cancer dataset, and once again I'm using scikit-learn. It's a difficult library name, and every time I make a video, scikit-learn, yes. Every time I make a video, it's funny because I have to think twice. And joblib, so to serialize, unserialize a model, a trained model. So usually I would use the load and the dump function, and then pedantic fast API, very important. UVcon, that's to load to run the project locally, asynchronously, and it's very handy. There's also the reload flag actually. So every time I make a change, it will reload my server, similar to Nodemon in JavaScript. You see we have schema. That's just the schema of the model. Nothing special there. Just the properties we defined in the schema for our because we do retain the data. So when you persist the data, in our case we do when we train the model, it's nice to have the schema. So again, there I'm using the pedantic library and base model, so I can define, and I only have data and list float. And then the main that's for Fast API is the endpoint predict, and this endpoint will give back an object with a prediction and the result. Very simple. And then that's pretty much it actually. So if you wish to have a go and run something, and you can train your model as well. This project is really small. I will ensure that it's I will just add the git ignore. And what do we have in the git ignore? I think it's just the ignore ds store. So that was the only commit I forgot to push. So feel free to clone this repository. It's available on my GitHub, so github.com/ph7 and then /Python DML ML pipeline. If I go back to my profile here, repositories, and I should be able to see it. Yes, here we go. So that's a project, and I will make it public actually. So yeah, very small, but it's amazing how we can ship so quickly a pipeline with a logistic regression. Anything we would do, like when you have to do a generalized linear model, when we have to train some data, it's really nice to use scikit, joblib, fast API, and there are tons of other libraries. Seaborn is a really good one. You also have, of course, matplotlib. Matplotlib is one of the most common one. It has been out there for a while. Maybe now you have better libraries. Seaborn is definitely one I would consider. It's not exactly the same, but I would suggest you to have a look there. And yes, that's pretty much it. And then UVCon, that's for our local server. If we, yeah, in Python, asynchronously, low level server application interface. So, yes. And let me know in comment if you have any questions, if you wish to know more about anything else, and I wish you a happy data science journey.